Hi everyone, Gage here. I don't know if you know, but we're in the middle of a global pandemic. But not the one you think. The pandemic I'm talking about is that of video game collecting. Video games have become outrageously expensive in the last couple of years. It's become an actual nightmare. I have legitimately had nightmares about losing my copy of Terraria on the PS Vita just because they've become so expensive to replace. But at the very end of last year, this nightmare became mainstream with the pre-orders of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Scalpers, bots, and overall just the worst system you could imagine and how it was handled caused everyone to struggle to find a PlayStation 5 and Series X for the holidays. Everyone felt the pain. I lost nights of sleep and days of searching and joining Discords and looking all over the place just to try to find a PlayStation 5 and a Series X. But I wasn't the only one. Everyone experienced this problem. And it still goes on to this day. No stores have stock, no online availability, no nothing. The systems are still being bought by bots and sold at a ridiculous markup on eBay. Just like older video games, the collecting has become a nightmare. But today was a little win for Gage. I finally, after months and months of searching, was able to procure a new console. It's finally here. We made it. We did it. I can't wait to finally unbox, after months of searching and months of looking. I got myself a Dreamcast. It's finally time to get rid of this garbage and go back to 1998 with the Dreamcast. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. As a kid, I never owned a Dreamcast. But we're moving pretty quickly.
Out of the bearded barley nightly, beside the green, green grass, swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open head, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling, so kiss me.
Now, truthfully, there is a reason I bought this Dreamcast. For a while now, I've been wanting to go through what Metacritic calls the legacy section of their website, and I wanted to play the top 10 rated games of every console. Now, I have every console except a Dreamcast. So, I bought a Dreamcast, and for like a year now, I've been hunting the top 10 games for each and every console, and it's been really fun. But I figured I'd do little videos for each and every one of them. And because I finally have a Dreamcast, we could start with the Dreamcast game. Surely, one I've never played on account I've never had a Dreamcast. Let's see what it is. I decided to start at the bottom of each list, so that means today we're going to be playing the number 10 game for the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast has incredible selection of games, so I'm sure the top 10 has to be amazing, right? Number 1, Soul Calibur, Tony Hawk, NFL 2K1, Jet Grind Radio, Quake 3 Arena, Skies of Arcadia, Test Drive Le Mans, NBA 2K1, NBA 2K2, and Virtua Tennis. Maybe the Dreamcast's top 10 isn't the most incredible, on account 4 of them are sports games. Let's dive right in with Virtua Tennis. How am I nostalgic for this? I've never played it. I had goosebumps when the Dreamcast sound played. I've never owned one.
Virtua Tennis!
Virtua Tennis! You can tell so bad he wanted to say bitch there. Virtua Tennis, bitch! Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Look at it. This game came out in 1999. I cannot believe how good this game looks for being 22 years old. Sure, the character is a little blocky, especially in the replays, but the game looks incredible. I was blown away by this in 2021. Can you imagine how mind-blowing this must have been in 1999? But a game can look amazing and still be awful to play, so how does it control? Well, to be honest, amazingly. You feel every single hit of the ball and every single swing of the racket. You have complete control over where your ball goes, and you truly feel like you are outplaying your opponent. Which you have to do, because these opponents can get extremely difficult. When you get a point, you truly feel like you deserve that point. It honestly feels like you're just straight up playing tennis in real life. I fully intended to only play this game for a short while to capture some footage. I ended up playing for hours and hours because this game is just that fun. I had an absolute blast playing this game, and I know nothing about tennis. I still cannot believe how ridiculously fun this game is. There are also skill games in Virtua Tennis that are essentially mini-games. These range from serving balls into bowling pins to returning balls at a target, but each one is really fun, and totally shows just how much control you have in this game. There are tons of events and things to do in this game too. You have singles, doubles, training, a dozen professional tennis players to play as, leveling up, buying different skills, different stadiums and courts to play on, just so much to do. Not to mention this game supports 4 players, so you and all your friends can play a nice game of doubles. And honestly, that's about it. I mean, Virtua Tennis is still a tennis game at the end of the day. There's not much to it. You play tennis games and you play tennis games. But Virtua Tennis is by far the most fun tennis game I've ever played, and I was not expecting that. This starts an incredibly long journey of playing the top 10 for every console. I think it's going to take forever, years probably, but I'm really excited. I'm starting with the Dreamcast because I was most excited to play these games because I've never played them before. But when I started looking at the top 10, I was a little skeptical, to say the least. If Virtua Tennis is a sign of the things to come, I cannot wait to play the rest of the Dreamcast top 10. Virtua Tennis is wonderful. It looks great. It plays great. I cannot believe how good this game is. And I'm so happy I started this stupid top 10 thing because I would have never played Virtua Tennis ever without it. It honestly makes you feel like you are playing tennis, and it makes me want to play tennis. All with the Dreamcast as my doubles partner. Perfect. Not to mention that the disc looks like a tennis ball. It's perfect.